Hello, today we are focusing on finding the area of 2D figures. Specifically, we're going to find the area of squares, rectangles, parallelograms, and triangles. So on your cheat sheet, we are focusing on a formula for a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 BH. A square is a squared, so our side length of the side times itself. Rectangle is length times width, or base times height, and parallelogram is base times height. We will focus on a circle at a later time. We're going to do 4 questions together. Number 1. This is a parallelogram, and the formula for a parallelogram is A equals BH. Now, B is the base, and H is the height. So I'm going to rewrite the formula, and this time I'm going to substitute in the numbers for the letters. Now, I want you to do the exact same thing. Write down the formula and write in your substitution. This is practice for the future when the formulas get more complicated. So we're practicing using formulas as well as finding the area. So write down the formula, fill in the numbers. So our base is 7.7, and then our height is 2. Now, sometimes when you do these problems, there are more numbers than just 2, more than just 2 numbers. So your base is usually easy to find. Your height is also usually easy to find unless they've rotated it or they have given you extra numbers. Always look for this right angle right here. This little right angle symbol is going to direct you to your base and your height. Then we're going to multiply. 7.7 times 2 is 15.4. So our area equals 15.4. But 15.4 what? Okay, let's give context to this problem. 15.4 meters squared. Okay, whenever you are finding the area of something as a two-dimensional space, you multiplied just 2 numbers. So your label needs to have a little exponent of a 2. Okay, so that's number 1. Make sure you have your formula. You're substituted in numbers. This is how you show your work and your answer with your label. Let's look at number 3. For number 3, this is a rectangle. So our formula is length times width according to our cheat sheet. Our length is 6.9 and our width is 2.4. And so I have written out my formula, I substituted in the numbers, and now I'm going to do my multiplication to find my answer. 6.9 times 2.4 is 16.56. And my unit was inches, and since I multiplied inches times inches, I'm going to write inches squared to say I multiplied inches times inches. All right, so we've done numbers 1 and 3 together on the front. The rest of this front page is squares, rectangles, and parallelograms. Very similar process. We're going to flip to the back, try 2 problems of area of triangles. Okay, so to calculate the area of a triangle, it's very similar to the area of a rectangle or a parallelogram. It is base times height, but then you have to divide by 2. So it's half of that because the triangles are actually half of rectangles. So we're going to do numbers 1 and 2 together. So number 1, the formula for the area of a triangle. I'm going to write that down first. That's my first step, is write down the formula. All right, my second step is to substitute the numbers in for the letters. So I'm going to rewrite A equals 1/2 times the base, which is 8. This is our base here. And our height, which is 4.5. Okay, As always, if there is more than 2 numbers on the shape, then you're going to look for this right angle right here to give you your base and your height. All right, now I've substituted in my numbers. Now I can simplify and do my multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 8 times 4.5 first, and that gets going to give me 36. And then I'm going to do 36 times 1/2, which is the same thing as doing 36 divided by 2, and that gives me 18. So the area of my triangle is 18, what? 18 mi. Mi is miles squared, because I just multiplied 8 miles times 4.5 miles to get miles squared. All right, so that's number 1. Let's look at number 2. So on number 2, starting off with writing our formula. Formula for the area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 BH. Let's substitute in what we know. Okay, we've got the base and the height of our triangle. And I'm going to look at my little right angle here. So my base is 5 and my height is 1.9. So I'm going to do 5 times 1.9 divided by 2. So 5 times 1.9, I'm going to do that first, is 9.5. And then 9.5 divided by 2 is 4.75. So the area of number 2 is 4.75. And then look at my units of measure is kilometers. So 4.75 kilometers squared is what I'm looking for number 2.